Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good today. Today's a good day.
Today is a good day. Well, we got a wonderful topic today.
Yes.
And we were kind of processing this on the way over. And it was really, this topic came about because it was based on our own week, this week.
This week.
And actually, this week was a continuation from last week. Oh my goodness, it spilled over. So we've been dealing with this for 2 weeks. And it just occurred to us, we need to share with you today what we're going to talk about. And today's topic is going to be
anger and conflict resolution.
Anger and conflict resolution. Have you been, okay, I know what we've gone through, but I didn't get a chance to process with you about our situation at work. And we're not going to go too much deeply into that. However, I just want to know, have you been angry? Were you angry in the 2 weeks that we were going through this work-related conflict?
I would say, anger is like an emotion, like we know that. But also there's some disappointment that goes along with that.
So you felt that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You was a little bit disappointed?
Yeah, very disappointed.
A little bit of anger?
Yeah,
like about that much, this much?
Yeah. Because again, you just have to know the situation. And so,
Yeah.
It's a combination.
Yeah, so just to kind of give you, I was cheating a little bit trying to frame this topic, okay? So in my research, and, we're not counselors. I always have to put this out, or therapists or doctors or any of that. However, just to give you perspective, like 23% of Americans at some point walk around on any given day with anger. Okay?
For sure.
And as the holidays approach, and we have multiple in the fall, people's emotions tend to run a little bit higher, and emotions can be good. And that you can have good feelings, but your emotions still can run high just because you're dealing with a lot of things surrounding loss or birthdays. Not necessarily the physical loss of someone in your life, but brokenness, broken relationships. There are so many things that people feel more intensely around holiday time, right? Because of what it's supposed to be during that time. For sure. So with all that being said, we kind of fell into that, I think, a little bit. And the thing is, we were blindsided.
For sure.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I was talking to you about, as I'm getting older, the younger me used to just jump right in there. I was all in it. They had an attitude and so did I. We just gonna have an attitude together. But the older me is learning the more mature me is learning how to look at it and kind of stand back away from the circumstance and go, okay, let me put these pieces together. Let me see why this person is acting why they acting up. They coming to us and just acting up.
Just acting up.
And that's what they came into our workplace and they were inappropriate.
Yes.
Okay, and they were acting up. And that part of me had to stand back and go, okay, let me see if I can put these pieces together. I even grabbed you in one of the meetings. You were in a meeting, I grabbed you. You got to come out of this one and come out this one.
Right.
This one is
this
not,
not working here.
Something's not right. It just, it wasn't cooking right.
It wasn't cooking right.
Okay. So we were looking at, and then not only work related, you can have your familial relationships sometimes breached, and then your friendships are breached. And because people are walking around with these emotions, you're not always sure where it's coming from. They feel like arrows.
Yes.
Legitimately.
Yes.
Okay. I can acknowledge when I'm, because there have been some times when I've been out, but really this last 2 weeks, I've been like scratching my hair, sitting quietly going, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, praying a lot.
Yes.
Okay. But we had a chance to peek at some resolutions. And first of all, I'm just going to see if you can rattle off. We have not talked about this at all, but I want you to see if you can come up with like the top 5 reasons why you think people are just mad
Just mad.
for no reason? Let's start with your number one.
I would say some people are already angry anyways. So they're mad at all the time.
They just wake up mad.
They just wake up mad. Nobody even have to say anything to them. They're just mad. That's who they are.
Okay. Yeah.
That's their character.
Yeah.
And so because they're mad and angry, they want to interject that to somebody else. So who's
Everybody
my next
else
target?
is going to be mad.
Who's my next target?
So that's why we get flipped off when we're driving and we haven't done
for
anything.
sure.
They just flip us off or jump
for
in
sure.
front of us and cut us off while they're driving because they
For
just
sure.
woke up mad.
They just woke up mad.
Okay.
So I would say that's probably innate in them, unfortunately.
Okay.
Probably learned it from their parent or whatever. Or just they just are.
Okay. Number two.
Situational mad.
Situational mad.
Somebody making me mad just because, and then I go there with them. Like you said, sometimes we can't hold that emotion down because this person just said X, Y, and Z, and then it just kind of, it's like a trigger point. Like,
Before you know it, it's escalated.
Yeah, it's escalated, yeah.
Okay, situational. Okay. Wake up mad. Situational mad.
Situational mad.
Okay, number three.
Whoa. Okay. Why would somebody else get mad? I guess if you're passionate about something, if you're very compassionate about something and someone says the wrong thing towards what you believe in, it's like, what do you mean? This is what I believe in. And that sometimes makes me mad.
Those politics just keep on creeping in.
Just keeps going on. Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. Even when you try to avoid them. Sometimes you just try to I'm not going to enter that conversation. And before you know it, you swooped in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just wake up mad, situational mad. The politics are, you said something to me and I'm not sure why you said it, but you don't believe the way I do. So therefore we don't agree and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Another reason?
Ooh, you're picking my brain really hard.
I'm making you work harder.
I'm making you work hard.
I think that a lot of people get mad. Can I help you with number 4?
Yeah,
okay.
help me with number 4.
I'm gonna help you with number 4. Okay, so this is the time of giving. I didn't want that.
So they get mad because you bought it.
They're ungrateful. That's what I think.
Ungrateful, yeah.
I think you're no. I didn't want that. I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't want it anyway. And you're like, wow. And your kindness is sort of pushed back.
Yeah.
And so people get angry.
Yeah.
People feel kind of betrayed behind a kind act that was rejected, and that can spin you in another direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you just don't think people are for you. People just get mad. Oh,
Yeah, you're not
I
loyal.
don't think you're for me. You're not loyal to me. And then they just get mad. So,
Yeah. So then we kind of stuck in all these situations, and we got to, anger is a natural emotion because we were like, okay, so good thing, bad thing, we all do it. It's a natural emotion that you feel. The critical part is not having the behavior associated with the feeling.
Yeah.
Because once you get a behavior associated with this anger that can be destructive, now we have another issue to deal with. So let's see if we can process through some of this cycle a little bit. Because we, again, like you said, hey, disappointment, you felt that. Yeah. I felt that. I did. I'll be very candid. I felt that this, especially last week, more so as we was moving towards resolution.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. And we're still not really there yet.
No, we're not there
yet.
But
we had to process through a little bit this, unpack it a little bit. So let's talk about some of these steps of things that kind of helped to get us through this week. What do you think?
Sure.
There's some things when we had these kind of dual meetings going on, you were kind of pulled like this. You were pulled both ways. Let's talk about how you were able to deal with that.
First of all, you have to know who's at the table. Who are you dealing with? Who are you talking to? Because that makes a difference. So once you've identified, is this person trying to belittle me first of all, or not seeing my point of view? And then you have to change your perspective and stand back and say, okay, how do I address this individual? Because again, you have to be professional at all times, especially in the role we're playing. And then because of who we are, you really have to be professional. And so if you come out of your position, or per se, it's already a stigma, and so we have to work extra hard, as women and African American women. We really have to work extra hard to combat these stereotypes.
Right.
And so the situation that lives is we are at the table trying to address some issues that's going on behind closed doors. And of course, other people's opinions are valued over our opinions. And so at that moment, I had to step back, see what's going on, first of all, and then take deep breaths, pray, and then see what my response is. So the response is really the key point. So you can still get your point across and still be firm at what you believe and still take a professional stance on everything.
So I think knowing who, I like that, actually, knowing who's at the table. In your meetings, even knowing who was at the table, did you get the responses initially that you thought you would get?
No.
Okay, so sometimes even when you know who's at the table and you try to remain positive going into it, an established agenda with talking points to express what you're feeling, even knowing at the table, you're not heard.
No.
You're not heard. So, but one thing I did like that you said is you have to communicate and then kind of step away. I mean, step back a little bit, take some deep breaths, but continue to listen.
Yes.
Look at, listen to all points of view. And even when you're not heard, continue to speak anyway.
Yes.
So you got to recognize where you are. And I think that's a critical point. So I think sometimes I'm in agreement, like just where we are in the work that we do and the advocacy, which is a big part of what we do. We are often underrepresented in these meetings, and I mean that racially, culturally, genderly, all of that. So it's so important to continue to speak. However, I think I like what you said, that if you're not able to come to the table and communicate those your points in a way that is contained and you're not able to express it or articulate well, you can be shut down pretty quickly.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So, first meeting.
Yeah.
Wasn't heard. Kind of hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
Those gut punches hurt.
Yes.
If you've ever taken gut punches, let me tell you. You have to go back and, you might even
defeated,
cry a little bit.
really.
Let me tell you, it takes something out of you. It really does. Because some things that we think are automatic, we shouldn't have to ask for, just being humans and working, especially in healthcare. For sure. These things should be given. These are automatic for human beings, this level of care, and not given, not provided. So you have to go back again. So now what do I do in meeting number 2? What'd you do?
Oh, we were prepared. Again, first one was kind of took us off site because we didn't really have idea how it's going to flow. But very prepared, I think, the second meeting. And I believe we were heard. And we utilized our time wisely.
Well, hey, this is something that it actually was 3 meetings going on. Let me tell you, this is what happened.
Yeah.
You were in a meeting.
Day one.
I was in the meeting.
Yeah.
I was getting tore up. I was getting tore up at that meeting, let me tell you. But I composed myself very well, but I was taking it. Oh my God, I was taking these bullet holes in the back. I blew up in that meeting. But I didn't fall.
You didn't fall. No.
I didn't fall. I came and got you.
Yeah, we keep going.
You were already in one, but I was like, I'm going to get some backup.
Yes. It's always nice to have a witness, an alibi.
I was like, oh my goodness, what? This what? Yeah. And then, wait a minute, take it a step further, wasn't even allowed to enter another meeting.
Yeah.
All these 3 things were simultaneous. I was like, this is incredible. Knocked over, blindsided, hit in the back, everything. I was like, oh my goodness, but maintained a level of composure.
Yes, that was good.
Unbelievable. If you are experiencing anything near this, whether it's work related or it can be family dynamics or oh my goodness, and then when it's all happening at once, and I feel bad. I wanted to say to you, I felt bad, but I needed your help.
Yeah,
I have nowhere else to go, so I had to come grab you, and you was like, wait a minute, but I am it.
Yeah.
So we get through that, and then the last meeting was better when we got to meeting number 4. Yeah. So they said 3rd time's a charm, but in all actuality, For you, it might have been 3.
Yeah,
but
mine was
for
3.
yours was 3. For me, it was 1 denied,
Yeah.
1 beat up real bad, and then got to the third meeting.
Third meeting.
Okay, so these steps of anger. What had to happen in this one that didn't happen in the first one or the previous meetings?
I think it made a difference for the individual that's receiving the information to be attentive and being empathetic of what is being said, especially if this is the truth. We brought facts. There were facts laid out on the table. And we brought the facts even in the previous meeting that was shut down, refused to hear it, tried to argue us down over the facts that we're bringing, because facts is facts, you know. And even with request for apology, if there's a possibility after this is all said and done, after you see the outcome, is there an apology?
Did you get one?
No. And it was told to us, no, we're not going to get apologies. It was blatantly.
And take your receipts with you.
It was blatantly told us, no, we're not going to get apologies.
That wasn't communicated, but yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, you kind of feel, especially doing this work from the heart, you feel defeated at first, And so even though I felt defeated just at first, it didn't last long. You know, that's where you have to have that mindset to get back up and get back in line.
So we kind of had a week long of things happening, and it spilled over into the weekend, and then we started to get some resolution as we started this week. And we had a meeting, and then I got another call, and it got better.
It's getting better.
It's not resolved.
We're still in the
but at
process
least someone else here's the thing that I'm so grateful for, because people don't always have to speak up when they see things that are not right. Sometimes people don't say anything because they don't know what to do, or they don't want people to feel like they're taking sides, so they sit on the fence and don't say anything.
Or just being timid, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm thankful for growth. I used to be in that timid space, you know, but now I'm at the more vocal point in my life, and I say, if I have to make a difference, I'm going to make a difference. I'm a difference maker. And so people don't like difference makers because you're disliked, hated, all of that. You know, we know what our leaders did for us.
Sure.
For us to have freedom.
We came out of a legacy.
And so, you know, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I can sit a little taller.
Yes. And you can feel like you have freedom to go and do what you feel like doing. And so, granted, I wasn't back in those era, but I see myself in this generation. If I can make a difference and speak up for individuals I believe in my heart, they require X, Y, and Z. This is where I'm placed at this present time. You know, for such a time as this. I always say, for such a time as this, you like Esther. We are the vocal points, vocal voices, or whatever, for the individuals that cannot speak for themselves.
Yes.
And it's just unfair, in my words, that individuals don't feel the same way that we feel, that we're doing this duty, that they feel like they're doing this duty, but it's not the same results, you know. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, we had some. So we had some challenging 2 weeks, but the thing is, when we look at this larger picture, this is just a fight.
This is fine.
Like, this is the nature of the beast of the work that we do. We've had levels and degrees of it with more challenges.
Yeah.
I will say we've had more challenges
recently. For sure.
But the nature of the beast is just the beast, and there are times when you are that anger. Like I think the one thing that's helpful is being able to communicate. I think it's important that that empathy is good, like even for each other. Yeah. Even if we don't get the result when we have the meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you go in the meeting, and like you go in and you're like, no, we don't, like, and you're not heard. You are pushed back. You are shut down, and now you have to go back and think, how am I going to re-strategize? Right. What am I going? Do I even want to go back?
Exactly.
Do I even want to?
What's Plan B?
What's Plan B?
Yeah.
What's Plan B? Okay, B. Okay, now what's Plan? That's hard.
It's very hard. It doesn't take a weak mindset. You have to have strong mindset to do what we do as caregivers and advocates. That's the key point. There are some caregivers out there. They're not advocates. They're just there. Okay. We go 100%, 110, 120. We're pushing it. We're pushing it to the limits, you know. Wherever it's needed, we're going to get there. If it's a doctor's office, we need to go sit in front of them and
We
get
do it.
the orders.
Yeah, we
get
really
it done.
do it.
We're
Yeah.
boots on the ground. So I think that's what makes our company unique from others. We fight to the end. We might be teardropping and everything. And to say, you know, it's not like we're the best out there. We just have that heartbeat, you know. These people are like families, and so we
I like
really,
that you said that.
Yeah, we really
So
dive in.
that, you know, so the anger, the initial feeling can change, and it changes how.
It changes you because of who you are as an individual and how much you feel like you're pouring into people. It changes because now it goes from anger to being passionate. This is what I need to see done because I'm passionate about this situation.
Can I share a little bit of the conversation? I'm not going to go into what, because we're still in the middle. Maybe we can have a conversation when we're out of it. But I want us to get through this challenge that we're having right now. But one of the good things that did happen in the midst of this, I don't know if you remember this, but we had a phone call, and we got a phone call from one of our caregivers. And she said, I've been with you all a year, and I lost my husband. And she said, I just didn't really know. I felt like things were over. I didn't know what I was going to do. And you hired me and allowed me to come in and work with these men. And I love her heart. And she said, these are my men, and all the work that she does for them is it's amazing.
It's amazing.
I don't even have words to express her commitment, her level of commitment. And I think, I know it's her faith that is, she believes in the mission of the work that we do, and she believes in us. But she said, thank you for saving my life. And I just thought,
that was tear-jerking.
In the midst of all of,
we needed to hear that.
Because you don't know sometimes.
We needed to hear that.
And to hear her, and then and you know, and to look and to see the results of the work that's being done where she is right now. So that was a kind of a bittersweet, but it put things in perspective.
You know, God always send the people at the right time and the right situation.
Because she didn't know what we were going through.
No, but you remember I had that client told me this information last week, and I thought I was just going to have tears come out in front of her. And she just said how much, you know, she appreciates us, and she thinks one of the best companies out there. She says the government should give you guys money. I said, you know what? I'll just take a thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you hear things like that, it's just in the nick of time. God sends those people right then in the midst of the storm. The storm that you feel like you're about to sink. That's how we felt this week. We're about to sink, you know. And God just sends these people, and then they come and say these kind words and just heart-wrenching words. You're like, oof.
But so when, you know, so knowing who's at the table, making sure you have people who are empathetic listeners, being able to have communication to get to resolution. I also think having people around you to see the vision, or who are, you mentioned who listen and see, who are fence, but maybe they're just looking at it, trying to get all the pieces together. Because the people who kind of spoke up, or this week, kind of came out and said, I didn't like how things were communicated to Courageous. You're an amazing organization. So they needed a little time to process to see how they could actually work within what we were dealing with, and then come back and support us. So that they just didn't say anything at that time.
Yes.
So we thought, hey, we took a lot of blows. Actually, we didn't think we took a lot of blows. And you know, maybe sometimes I'm surprised in 2024. Maybe I shouldn't be, because our people, struggle is our legacy. I used to hear my mentors say that all the time as African American women, and we are unapologetic. We go to work. We know who we are. We know what and what our mission is, and we know who we serve.
Yes.
We've never wavered on that, and we're not apologetic of the brown faces that we hire who are like ourselves, and the women that we help and mentor along the way. you've been very intentional with your leadership, and not everyone is okay with that, even though you're very much on your mission, in your path, prayerful about who you put around you, but not everyone, even with that, is in favor of what you do.
Right.
Even if it's the right thing to do, I'm just not going to do it because you're doing it.
Yes.
You are the one doing it, so I'm not going to support you. And that is really challenging. But I am here to say it exists. And I think one of the things that I'm more committed to, I think after coming through anger, is not internalizing that.
Right. Exactly.
If in anything that you really have to let it go. Because if you hold it, even though you see it and know it, and maybe you can't always tell the direction it's coming from, but if you hold it, you're done.
You're done.
So,
Bondage.
Anger, it really is bondage. But if you can channel it, it's pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it will. It can. Yeah, man. Woo.
Yeah.
I had some bites taken out of me.
I said laughter is good for the soul. You have to laugh, you know.
Yeah, you always laugh though. You come here laughing. You're funny. I don't know if you laugh. Is it funny?
Sometimes it's funny.
Or you just like I can't.
And sometimes
or you just like I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Is it more of it like
it's both? You know, like
I
can't believe that. So you just laugh it off. Yeah.
I don't laugh it. I need to work on that. I need to work on that from you. But oh man. Sometimes it's unbelievable. But again, 23% of Americans out there, the number I think grows exponentially during this time of the year. We deal with it. People pull out in front of us. They take our parking spots at home. They eat our lunch that we had packed. And we were going to take it the next day and it's gone. They say things to us that's rude and disrespectful. Sometimes our children don't always appreciate the things that we've done for them. They can only see themselves. Sometimes our spouses, they take us for granted, even though they may not mean to, but they do. And as women, sometimes we take on a lot of things in our communities, right? And I think I don't want to make it gender specific. I think it can also be with men because we have a lot of men and we love our men in our lives. We do not bash them at all. We love them. And so we want to make sure that that can be both ways with both genders. Also across racial lines too. It can be across racial lines. But I think because we are a company that's African American, we get it a little bit more.
For sure.
I mean, we don't go into meetings. Let me say this. I'm proud of, you know what I'm proud of you though? Even in the midst of all that. We don't leverage that. We don't even say it.
No.
We don't go in and say, look, we don't go in saying, look at us. We just don't even make it we don't even make it a point. We figure
doesn't matter.
You're sitting right there, you see us.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
And we don't react the way, I'm proud of us for that.
Yeah.
We don't react the way people expect us to react.
Yeah.
But we some fighters. Oh my God. Let me tell you this. We might take the blows, but we're fighters.
We're fighters. We do. Yeah. We work
with a lot of dignity, a lot of respect, a lot of grace. We take it. But I thank God for that. I really do. Humbly. So we just have to learn how to listen to one another. And I've learned that from you, Laugh. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I acknowledge that. I'm learning how, not holding the anger, whatever it is.
For sure.
This is a season and a time when people do that. So we are going to ask that caregiver to come on our program, the one that I was sharing with you, who really, I think she saved us. You know what I mean? I think she kept us.
She did.
Kind words go a long way. Oh my God. We talk about that all the time, but we need that because of the work that we do all day in any given part of our day. We deal with so many flexible. Things. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us about anger and conflict resolution. So empathy, making sure we have someone that can hear us, making sure that we continue to speak anyway, don't be timid, have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E, and F energy. Have all those plans. Remember that we come out of a legacy. Struggle is our legacy. We come out of that legacy as a phoenix. So we're strong individuals and we're strong women. And be reminded of your purpose, that we're doing good things every day.
Yeah, for sure.
And whatever it is, let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Don't take it into 2025, by the way. Don't even take it till tomorrow. I say that to be 2025 is a little ways away. But yeah, don't even take your anger into tomorrow.
And remember that message is to the messenger first. So
Yeah.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
I received that I'm receiving that for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
I do want to say thank you, and I want to see if you can give us some contact information for Courageous Home Care, so that we can continue to work on things like anger, conflict resolution, and if they want to contact you directly.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that we get to
sure.
that Ask a Nurse in 2025. I hope we get to that.
We're going to plan for that. We need that. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, give contact
So
information.
again, we're Courageous Home Care. We're located in Lee Summit, Missouri. Our phone number is 816-699-2352. We are hiring for caregivers that have the heartbeat to do what we do, and clients that are willing and need help, whatever, in their situations at home. We do have a job fair actually tomorrow. If you are in the greater Kansas City, it's going to be at Bethel Church in Grandview. It's actually Ruskin Way, right by Ruskin High School. So just wanted to give that information in case you're there. I will be speaking and giving information on Courageous Home Care. They gave me a spot. So again, we are Courageous Home Care. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really would like to hear from you. And at any time, if you have questions, call the office and we'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was a good show today. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome. We'll see you next week.
Yes.